Hello and welcome along to the Where's My KitBag podcast here, hosted to you by the three lovely media technicians of the Sixth Form College Farnborough, with myself, James.
Me, Will.
And I'm Steve.
And how are we, boys?
Very well.
You're pretty good.
Another dark Wednesday.
Another dark... Yeah, we look out the window in the studio and it's literally just pitch black
We
now.
can see ourselves now in the reflection.
Oh, that's depressing.
We need some blinds with the sunset on.
Should
I
we just
like that
we
idea.
could just stick one of the monitors up there with a fireplace.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, very festive feeling.
Snap.
Or we can just print something massive out of our printer
Snap,
and
crackle,
just,
and pop.
just make it look pretty.
Some
Nice.
mulled wine, which I personally don't like.
No, I don't like it either.
Interesting.
I'm not a mulled wine. I'm not a wine fan anyway.
Bit of a wine connoisseur.
Drink responsibly.
Oh,
I like a bit of wine.
red, white.
Rosé.
A bit of red. I do like a fruity rosé.
Oh,
Can't say no.
very nice.
Only a little bit though. It gets a bit sickly after like 3 or 4 sips.
Oh no.
Mm.
Ooh.
Pace yourself. One glass throughout the whole evening. It's lovely.
Nice.
There you go.
Please drink responsibly.
Let's kick it into gear.
Yes.
Oh.
Steve.
Really wanted a sound bed for like an engine.
What?
sound, man.
I mean, I can see what I can do. If you want. Is there more sound effects you
That
want,
goes well
boys?
with the film for the newsletter.
Nice. Yeah.
That's a great
Soon to be
segue
covered.
into a bit of departmental news. Steve Cale, over to you with the news.
This week, there's a new news anchor on Department News. Reason being, this anchor has no news. So, without any further ado, over to James Bale, the new news anchor for this week. What news do you have, James?
I did a video. Yeah, that's
Fired.
my news.
Fired. You're fired.
No, I finally uploaded the how to present features and links for radio shows video. I've been working on over the past couple of weeks. The reason I haven't uploaded it sooner is because I've been very busy doing all the things. At
Very
once.
nice.
What's
so
in the
I've,
contents of this
so the
video?
contents of the video is you get to see my adorable face, obviously.
Amazing.
Clearly a large draw for the video. You get to see the desk. You get to see the software being used in here, Studio 3, where we record this podcast every week. And essentially the contents is all about how to do links, how to do features, how to actually present on air. So pretty much what we're doing now, but in terms of a radio show, is essentially what
Very cool.
what I've done a video on. So there's a couple of examples. I still will Devereaux's voice for one of my great features, which I then had to edit mercilessly because of YouTube copyright claims. Yay! So I had to edit out all the music, but instead put in some very annoying but also quite comedic elevator type music in the background, which I think was quite funny. But you'll obviously be the judges of that because you're the intended user. So let me know. Obviously, like it says in the video, if there's anything else you'd like to know about radio stuff, come chat with us. And we'll be happy to help in any way we can. Otherwise, I don't have any other news. Steve,
That's
I
it
got
for
a bit.
Department News.
I got a bit.
Joking,
Whoa!
sorry.
Chuck the
Breaking
anchor.
news!
Chuck
Breaking news! Chong.
Chuck the anchor.
Drop the anchor.
Over to
Chuck
my
Ah!
the anchor.
over to weather with Will.
Well, it's bright and sunny over here in Philadelphia.
You
so,
stay classy, Sandy.
I'm in touch with someone at the Camberley Theatre who runs all their marketing and events, and she actually has her own sort of music label. She goes and makes her own music, and she's looking for someone, an animator, to help her work on a music video for one of her new songs. It is a paying gig, so if you're into a bit of animation, 2D, 3D, whatever, it might be worth sending her a show reel. So just get in touch with me and I can pass on your deets and see if we can get you some experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
But I thought you said it was a pain experience. Then I
mean,
oh,
hopefully not. Get some
So-
dollar at the end.
nice.
Back over to Steve.
And
Steve.
well, positive of actually getting paid client work while you're still at college, mate. You're going to be so far ahead of anybody else that you ever compete with. I didn't start getting paid work until university. And then some. So, yeah, get on that. That's it from us here at the Department News segment team in the Beacon Building. As always, stay classy, Beacon Building. On to the next one.
Tech news will go.
Oh, well, hello. Welcome back to Tech News. This week, we've got a few interesting stories. So, my first question to you boys.
Hello.
What is Friday the 29th?
Friday the 29th.
Doof.
It's next Friday.
Yep. I want you to think of your answers. I'm going to ask you in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Friday the 29th.
Is a new camera coming out?
Bale?
It's a release date for something.
Both of you are incorrect. It's Black Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Get your wallets ready because the deals are happening.
Oh, no.
Amazon goes ham. Games go ham. Steam goes ham. Everywhere goes ham. If you're looking to pick up something, now's the time. Keep an eye out on deals. Anything I wouldn't recommend, maybe stay away from drones for a little bit. We're not really sure how the licensing and stuff's going about that. I know they're really popular at the moment. But yeah, get ready for that. Hopefully that kind of fits in with your own payday and you can keep a little change on the side. Maybe pick up that lens you've been looking for, that nifty 50 that may have dropped to £50. Who knows?
Is it a deal? Is it a steal?
Oh, exactly.
You should put that on a t-shirt.
I should. It'd be great, wouldn't it?
So keep an eye out for that. In other news, quickly, we've got a new Aston Martin coming out. And no, it's not a supercar you're normally used to. They're actually bringing out their first ever SUV. They're joining the game.
Sorry, SUVs disgust me on all levels.
Oh, it's going up against the Lamborghini which one? Urus and the Bentley Bentayga, which are both I find quite.
Now the Bentayga is one of the ugliest cars I've ever witnessed in my life.
It's pretty hideous.
Could you argue that new Mustang E is in the SUV category?
A Mustang
Yeah, definitely.
E?
Yeah,
What is the Mustang E?
I don't know what it's
a new
for.
Mustang.
Yeah,
Electric, fully electric.
An electric what?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, the one in the middle.
No!
For all audio listeners, well, there is only audio. We're currently looking at a photo of the Mustang Mach-E. M-A-C-H.
Oh, that looks depressing.
I quite liked it.
Oh,
Interesting.
It looks kind of like a Tesla.
It does. The front. That's what I thought. The front looked quite Tesla.
Not really.
Look at that tiny boot.
I'm not really into.
That's the front.
That's the tiny front boot.
I'm not really into SUVs. However, it seems to be the kind of way people are going these days. They like more space. So I'm open to it. It's one of the nicer ones that have come out. So, but if I was to get an SUV, I'd go towards the Volvos.
But the whole point of a Mustang is you hear that V8 grumble.
Not anymore.
And now you're just going to hear
Nothing.
birds tweeting and leaves rustling. That's all you're going to hear. Yeah.
Well, back to the Aston Martin. This is the first ever SUV they've made in 100 years of them being a thing.
So they've never made one before.
They've never even looked at SUVs.
Which is the correct answer.
It's called the DBX.
Ooh,
Which is
I like that.
Probably like cross or four-wheel drive. They always use like X sort of stuff. The front looks like an Aston Martin. The back looks like a Vantage, one of the new Vantages. Quite interesting. Have a little look at that. The retail price is £155,000. But by the time you actually make it to a spec that's kind of usable. And you want it, you're looking at about 200k. So
I'd rather buy a proper Aston.
You never know on Black Friday though.
Black Friday Aston Martin deal.
Knock a zero off.
So this next one coming up is awesome. I think it's quite on the pricey side. I haven't actually checked the price, but it's called the Rhino Arc 2. So essentially, the Rhino are a company that build primarily sliders. But they've released this Arc 2 system, which turns their Rhino slider into a motorized slider. However, the head that you put on it, you can attach a smartphone to the head, which goes kind of above your camera. And there's an app that connects to the motor, and it has facial tracking on the slider. So it gives any camera the ability to track your face whilst going back and forth. You can move around the frame, you can go up, down, left, right, spin around, whatever, and it will track you no matter where you move. So if you're just a one-man band, you can leave this running, and if they're like sort of walking around in a kitchen, it will follow them, pan up, left, right, whatever, like basically like a second camera operator without you having to do anything. It's even got a little feature on it where you can hold it just above the screw and you hit a button and it self-tightens itself down onto the slider, which is a pretty neat feature. And it's got a focus system, so you can set up keyframes and stuff. It's bonkers, absolutely crazy. Check that out, Rhino Arc 2. I think what was the retail price of that module, like £1,300 or something, was it? Ooh,
it's my wallet crying.
Yeah. And then a little bit of gaming news. Pokemon is now out. There's been quite a lot of controversy about models and games and stuff, but overall feedback is it's brilliant. People are enjoying it. It's a Pokemon game, of course they are. Probably a good one for the Christmas list if you own a Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
Or Switch Lite.
Yes.
That sums up your tech news for this week.
Nice. Nice and concise. I didn't find anything actually tech news wise, other than apparently
it's been a slow week.
Xbox are trying to
Cloud X.
Trying to make a Stadia like system, but you have to use a PS4 controller attached to your smartphone. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Interesting.
Well,
Very bizarre.
just a bit-
Cross-platform weirdery.
Well, Stadia hasn't had the original launch that everybody kind of hoped for. There's not really much drive for it. People don't really seem to be enjoying it all that much. And the issue of latency is apparently an issue.
Oh, I have not really looked into it.
Who'd have
much.
thought?
But it's only people that have got the Founders Edition, so I'm
I
assuming
see.
it's only been out about a week or so for like the specific people. But they had a big issue. I don't know if you saw it, where people that pre-ordered it, they didn't get it on the initial day, and they all got an email basically saying it will come in the next 2 weeks.
Oh,
And it's basically first come. Whoever bought it first they have priority. So you may receive it today. You may receive it in another week and a half's
right.
time. But
Well, that's kind of fair. To be fair, if you ordered it first.
Not really.
Although, yeah, if you're guaranteed it on release
if
date,
you
then that's
spend-
if
very
they
bad.
don't state that,
Yeah.
I think that's terrible.
they tell you
them.
on release date it'll be with you in potentially 2 weeks. That's terrible.
Yeah, that's cheeky. That is.
But yeah, who knows? I mean, a lot of people are saying as well that the library isn't as enthralling as people are saying it's worth the money for. They've got no amazing exclusives. It's not exactly done an Epic in what they kind of go for. So it'd be interesting over the next couple of months. They could essentially be the guinea pig for other, as you could argue, real gaming companies, as brutal as that sounds to say, to kind of go, oh, okay, you've tested it. We'll take your technology and we'll do what a gamer really wants you to do.
Oh, sorry, I just got hit by a
Revelation.
brainwave.
Revelation.
Kinda thinking about this.
Devro.
Steam have announced the next Half-Life.
Wow.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Wait. You mean Half-Life 3 is confirmed?
2.9.
Oh, for goodness sake!
So
What?
Steam said they're making 3 full games for the VR system.
What?
Like story, everything, the lot. And the first one to come out will be Half-Life. What's it called? Axel or something, I think it's called. So it's a continuation of the story, I believe, but it's a full VR experience.
Wow.
So they announced that is coming.
Rather amusingly, I typed in Half-Life 2.9 and it comes up with the isotope of polonium that has a half-life of 2.9 years.
Oh,
Nice.
just
There you
type in new Half-Life. I
New
want
Half-Life.
to know the name real quick.
New Half-Life.
What's it called?
Half-Life. Alyx?
Alex?
Alyx?
Yeah.
Alyx.
So
Alex? Oh, it'd be Alex, but
Yeah.
with a Y, not an I.
is that Half-Life 3? No.
No.
Is it a new Half-Life? Yes.
You mean Half-Life 2 episode 4? Is it? What
Yeah,
episode
so-
did they get up to? Was it 2 or 3?
Can't remember.
Because you had Half-Life 2, episode 1, episode 2. So
Yeah.
this must be
And
Half-Life
then
2,
they had
episode
that
3.
black Mesa, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, they did.
Oh, they had all sorts. Anyway, yeah, that's coming out. That got 200,000 upvotes on Reddit. So that blew up in the news.
no doubt.
Yeah.
It's Half-Life, not 3 confirmed.
Yeah. And there you go. That wraps up your tech
The
news.
internet's request. Oh, my days. Thank you very much, Will. Anything else to add, Steve?
No, that's it from me.
Nice. Shall we move on to the old tune of the week? Tune of the week this week came courtesy of Madian, who hasn't had a tune of the week yet. Weirdly enough, now this his album Good Faith came out on the I think it was last Friday, so that was the 15th. Now, only by pure chance did I find out that his album came out last Friday, on Friday the 15th of November, because I was listening to one of his songs and then noticed when obviously I jumped from one song to the next song, it said in the description box, Good Faith out now. I'm like, excuse me, what is this? And then, so I Googled it up, and apparently he just released his album without telling anyone.
That's great. The second album.
Exactly. At last. It's like the fans of Madian, if you are a fan of French DJ / producer Madian. You've been waiting for this for about 4 or 5 years.
I think it was more like 6 to 7, actually.
A long time.
A long time.
A long time. Long tings. And, so he drops his album with zero press, zero kind of hype, and he just went, there you go. Go
His
buy it.
life's been crazy. He's been working with like Lady Gaga, all sorts of people in Hollywood.
Insane.
Yeah.
Fun fact, when he first started DJing in clubs, he wasn't allowed to be unaccompanied because he was 17, so
Wow.
not allowed to drink. So he had to be accompanied everywhere and only allowed to drink soft beverages.
I remember first hearing his music from Icarus, the song
Yes.
Icarus from
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 1,
Nice.
I believe. That could be it, which was many moons ago. I think I've recently played Forza Horizon 4, and they come out every few years, so put that into perspective of time frame.
Exactly.
Long time.
It's been a long time. So I've given this. I think that the boys can appreciate. Had this album literally on loop.
It's pretty good from what I've heard.
I love it. It's quite short though. It's only like 35 minutes long for 10 tracks. And the track I've picked, I've gone away from the first ones he released and picked my current favourite off the album, which is a one called Nirvana. It's really nice and mellow. Got a really nice big build at the end. If you like the kind of electro, kind of like Zed and Matt Zoe and that kind of sort of electro dancey vibe, 100% up your alley. Very chilled, very nice. Really nice to study to. Like chilled lo-fi hip-hop beats to study/relax to.
Nice.
But yeah, so it's Maddie and Nirvana, really good track. He's released the whole album on YouTube as well, so you can listen to each song individually if you want. But I've picked Nirvana because it's my favourite. Nice. Get it. Also get the album, it's well cheap. It's only $7.99. It's not bad.
Cool.
Usual price for an album. But I will add that to the old Where's My KitBag playlist, which you can get on Spotify. And there'll also be links in the comment section down below. Wicked. There you go. There's track of the week.
Nice.
Give it a listen. It's quite nice. Now it is time for What Have We Been Watching? So there's something we've all been watching, which is The Apprentice, because we finally caught up with it.
Yeah, we had a bit of a funny week with Thursday, didn't we?
Team, what were your thoughts on last week's The Apprentice?
Definitely the right person went, that's for sure.
We need a soundbite. We need a...
I don't have anything to hand.
That's fine. Don't worry.
We need one.
That'll do.
I'm currently waiting for the double firing.
I've never seen one.
There's not been any yet.
No,
there wasn't one last season either.
No. Was there not?
No. Remember, as I said to you, it's like the first time I'd like proper sat down and watched it because it's sweepstakes. There was not a double firing.
He did pull in 4 people at once, didn't he? That's quite
groundbreaking for The Apprentice.
I'm just really enjoying this series, to be honest. It's good fun. The challenges are great.
What's their challenge for this week? Are you tonight or yesterday? If you're listening to when you're listening to this,
Can't remember. But the one they just did was basically they had to advertise Finland, but not the winter part. So
which is really weird.
Yeah, make it summery, fun. They actually did like a little filming commercial. So check that out. See how they came out. See if you could do better. If you think you could do better under that sort of time pressure.
Isn't next week's the train transport people?
Oh yes, it's the Murder on the Orient Express, isn't it? They have to like do a whole.
Oh no, that's tonight. That's Steam Train.
Yeah,
the teams host a corporate away day on board the iconic Belmont British Pullman train.
Oh, is that the full lineup of all the episodes?
Yep.
Oh, there's only 4 left.
Oh, spoilers! You can see.
You can see all the tasks coming up, and then it's the final 5 interviews.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the interviews are amazing.
Oh, interviews are always good.
Amazing.
Wow.
I did find it interesting. I think it was Rachel made a really good point. The lady who kind of represents Lord Sugar when she's going around.
Karen Brady.
Yeah. She really started grilling these. I think it was the group that did the hot tub, and they were like, "Oh yeah, they haven't done a storyboard. They haven't done this. They haven't done that." And Rachel, teacher Rachel, made a really good point, saying, "Well, how are you supposed to make a storyboard when you have no idea of the location that you're going to be shooting?" I thought that was actually a really good point. I do I sit in the middle of, well, you could make a rough storyboard of person needs to do this, person needs to do that, but I think without knowing the area and being a kind of filmmaker / director, you've got to understand the space to make the scene.
Yeah.
And I think.
So I think they brought that up in the boardroom, didn't they?
Yeah.
They said that they didn't know the space, so they couldn't really plan.
Yeah, but at the same time, you should be able to kind of make a rough story, with whatever you're kind of given. But hats off to the crews that did it, because the amount of bickering that was going on. There was one amazing cutaway to the guy holding the gimbal, and he just kind of just raises his eyebrows and kind of smirks.
Oh yeah,
when these guys were going at each other, it was great. But I think another good thing to note is for those guys out there that are like, when I get into the industry, it's going to be huge cameras, that and the other. To be honest with you, I think they had a Blackmagic Pocket and then a gimbal. It was a tiny little setup, looked incredible. You would probably find that when you guys get into the industry, you will be, you could say you could be disappointed at the size of the stuff you'll work with, but that's just the way we're going these days, because the reason it is so light is because it means that people skinny like ourselves can handle that weight and
also easy to travel with.
Yep. And so you'll find, big multi-million-dollar corporations we'll stick with stuff like that. So that's quite a nice eye opener to see what's on the other side of like what you could argue a professional crew, especially for corporate work anyway. Not necessarily a representation of a full kind of film set, but food for thought.
Question for you both.
Yes.
And myself, I'll answer it too. Who do we reckon is going to get fired this week? And we'll see next week if our predictions were correct. So we've got 9 candidates left.
Oh, I've got ready to lock in my answer.
Yeah, me too.
Go for it.
Well, can we say? Oh, I was going to say
what?
Dean as well.
Really?
Did you see the editing?
Dean is weak, but I also think Marianne. I think Marianne is very weak.
The way that the BBC put him, whoever edited it, does not like Dean in last
They
episode.
literally put him to
the
the slaughter.
amount of times when they had that kind of boom, 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 like music where someone's stupid, and then he kind of goes, "What do you think? What do you think?"
Was he the project manager on this one?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they got lucky.
I mean,
He got so lucky that his team was
Karina
good.
carried him, didn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. I mean,
You're
right. It does come down to the edit. It does. So we can't really comment much. Maybe they did that so because he smashes it in this week. We don't know.
Maybe. But he seems like he hasn't got a Scooby Doo, does he?
That's what
No.
it feels like.
Not even offering ideas to be brought upon, which I don't understand. When you're being critiqued by people, like is it Karen and Claude?
Yes.
You're gonna want to just be putting ideas forward, even if they're not relevant. Going, what do you think? I don't know, and being quiet. I don't
know. What do you
don't understand that logic. Like, I am no businessman, but I know in a competition like this, you want to be just going above and beyond, and then at least in the boardroom, you can be like, well, I tried doing this. It maybe didn't work, but I put myself in a position. Some people just sit at the back and do nothing. I don't get it.
Yeah. It's unlike the Biff, aka Tommy scenario, which is I'm gonna do everything, pillars.
I hope it goes all the way. And
oh god, I wish it was him versus Lossie in the final. They would hate each other.
Realistically,
it'd be well funny. Well, realistically, I think Lewis is quite strong, as is Scarlett. I think Scarlett is one of the stronger candidates left. Personally, I don't think she's really put her foot wrong throughout the whole process. I don't think, or nothing's come to mind.
Nothing stands out from her performance.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
But then nothing stands out for bad, but likewise not for good either.
Yeah.
But
should be good.
But definitely not Ryan Mark. Hi guys, yeah. Luxury women's wear. I think Ryan Mark could go next because he has to be project manager next,
mate,
isn't
he is going. I think he's going far.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder what his business plan is if he gets through to the final 5.
We might find out.
God, imagine him
right,
getting
shall we move on
Claude.
in case people are getting bored of Apprentice? Because probably quarter of our listeners actually.
Who would like to go first?
Top of the list, WD.
All right, let's go. On Netflix at the moment, The Lincoln Lawyer, starring Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew Mahogany, yep.
It's actually really cool. So he's kind of like a big roller lawyer. Everybody goes to him to kind of fix their problems. But that kind of earns him the reputation of he's kind of like, he gets the job done but can be bought and kind of works for any side. So you kind of feel like his morals are very much money bound. And he's recommended a case by a friend, which he then takes on, and the case starts unraveling, and he starts learning things that his client didn't tell him in the first place, and he's soon fighting between sort of money and morality in a really good case. Like, the character development, this was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I'd probably give it a 7.5, 8. Really worth a watch. Some quite powerful moments in it, and a very, very satisfying ending to the film. At first you kind of read it and you think, oh, where is this going to go? But at no point was I ever kind of like bored. It was almost like an investigation. Like, you're kind of along with the ride, kind of figuring things out with him. Really enjoyed that. Can't remember if I spoke about it last week, but also another BBC drama called River. I'm pretty sure I did speak about it, but been watching that as well. Opening episode is fantastic. The first 10 minutes is such a twist. It's like, I don't know if anybody's seen The Usual Suspects, but when you see the twist in that film, like, but it's the same sort of thing in this. You have no clue until the twist is revealed, and then that's the premise of the whole series. Really cool.
Can you describe River in a sentence? What's it about?
Old detective who is dealing with a lot of tragedy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Intriguing.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. Lots of like different stories and stuff, but check that one out too. That's also on Netflix.
Nice. Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, quite skimmed down, Will Devereaux. Normally got loads. Steve? Do you want to go next or shall I?
Oh, I've been drinking toilet water content this week, Ben.
Oh, no. I need a flush sound effect now.
That was hilarious.
Right. So,
Wow.
what did I watch last week?
What did you watch last week?
Nativity 1.
Nice.
Quite
High
enjoyed it.
praises.
Yeah, pretty good. Watched Nativity 2 this week. I would go as far to say it was probably one of the worst films I've ever seen in my entire existence on this planet. The fact that David Tennant is in it. It is David Tennant in it.
Yes.
In it.
No, wait.
Yeah.
No, wait, is it Freeman? No.
No, that's
No,
the
it is
first
Tennant.
one.
No, you're right, yeah.
The fact that his name's on it, I'm like, it's going to be good. Laughable, awful, terrible film. Jade was like, oh, it's a kid's film. Like, you got to look through past it. Like,
No!
I'm sorry, but if you work in education, it's not a spoiler. You're not suspending 14 preschool children down the side of a 200-foot cliff, which then, to make it even worse, they just took the weight and they suddenly had a rope that was about 250 feet long. And then the worst part about it is it inclined away from them. And then when they got to the bottom, the rope was just suspended in midair. Hated that. Randomly, a baby just appears out of the blue, which is kind of mad. They start river rafting. They suddenly find full safety equipment out of bloody nowhere. This donkey just randomly appears out. It's just terrible. It's laughable. It's so bad in regards to it's like I guess you could say there's so many continuity errors. It doesn't make a difference what the content's about.
Yeah.
'Cause it's just so bad. I'd probably give it a 1, 2.
Oh,
If that, like, I don't know what.
praise.
I'm curious to see the third.
Slap it
because
with a 0.
well,
Just give it a
I'm
0.
I'm gonna give it a 1 because there was a couple of like scenes that were quite amusing, and the overall arcing story was fairly interesting about twin brothers, arguing and competing. But as a piece of filmmaking content, no matter if it is for children, well, is its target market, it's terrible. It's so bad.
Who did that? Did Mr. Pompey do a risk assessment before, taking whitewater raft?
How? I don't understand that either. That's another. The guy's an absolute lunatic. Like, how on earth is he in education? The first film, I get it. Whatever, it's a bit of a joke, holding on to a bit of a lie, bit of a laugh and stuff with the kid. He probably should be behind bars for about 15 years. Again, no spoilers. He kidnaps people. He commits theft. I believe there's some sort of fraud in there somewhere.
Embezzlement.
Yeah, kidnapping on multiple occasions as well. I'm so confused. So I think there's some Grand Theft Auto in there as well, to be fair, because he steals something else. Steals a vehicle as well. And it's just like, oh my God, it's the kids' film. It's so hilarious. I'm sorry, you're telling children to commit multiple crimes here. At one stage, they tie up David Tennant's character and they pat him down for money, steal it, and buy loads of sweets. What? I've never sat and watched a film and I felt physically angry watching it because there were so many things wrong with it, and I was hooked in by a star vehicle and David Tennant. I'll tell you what, I'm excited for number 3 because I can't wait to rip it apart. I'm watching it just to see how much worse this can get.
I think 3 is the worst in the franchise.
Oh no!
Because you said last week you were like 2's all right, whatever. I was like, okay. I thought I was watching.
It's been years since I've seen 2. One is good.
Oh,
2.
One was a feel-good Christmas film. They should have left it at that. Closed the door on it, locked the key, put it in their mouth, swallowed it, never seen again. But no, David Tennant walks in, absolutely bosh. Terrible.
No.
Only other thing.
Sorry, Steve.
Rewatching the US Office. It's good.
Is that to cleanse your eyes after Nativity 2?
Yeah, because that's stupid, but that's intentionally stupid. There's no continuity errors either in the US Office. It's just silly, and I enjoyed that. So nice. I'm rewatching it because Joe's never seen it. Already in season 2, but they're only 20-minute episodes. Classic. Love that. US Office is great. That's it.
Sorted.
My rant is over.
Wicked.
To anybody who enjoys Nativity 2, please come and see me in the edit suite and explain to me what was good about it. I'd love that.
Find us in the edit suite in the Beacon Building.
Yeah.
Hey. Otherwise, from me, I finally finished Living With Yourself.
Nice.
Obviously, the Paul Rudd, playing Paul Rudd and Paul Rudd.
Thoughts?
Overall, yes, I liked it. I thought it was. I thought, the ending, like you guys said, was quite predictable. Now I know what the ending is. I was just like, yeah, there it is. So I can see there being a second season of it quite easily. I have no idea if it's confirmed or not. Is it? Oh, I
No
don't know. But if there was, you could see it. If not, yeah, it's got a kind of bit of an end, I suppose. If they decide not to renew it for a season 2, I thought Paul Rudd was great in it. I thought the actress that the comedian that plays his wife, I thought she was really good in it. She seems to be like everywhere at the moment on stuff. Cannot remember her name for the life of me. Irish lady. Either way, I thought she was really good in it. I quite liked how the episodes jumped from different perspectives.
That's cool.
I thought that was done really well. When that could have been an absolute failing of it, but I thought they did it quite well. But I'd say overall, no, I give that a solid 7. So it was good. It was nice. I liked it. Otherwise, from Steve's recommendation of the NFL documentary Last Chance U, started watching that. Quite nice. Although obviously I'm still learning about American football. Well, I do not know as much as Mr. Kale over there.
Yeah, but
you don't need it really.
I still back by my statement. Funny enough, the person who is the most anti-sports says it's one of the best documentaries he's ever watched. Is a friend at university. Shout out to Owen Diplock. Don't think he'd ever listen to the pod because he's not a student. But there you go.
You never know.
He absolutely loved it. It's what inspired him to go into documentary, arguably. But yeah, it's just the filmmaker. It's amazing. Personally,
it's really well filmed. It's really well put together. I'd say if you're a slight fan of sport, you'll have a little bit more of an in. But if you like documentary and you like the kind of exploration sort of side of it, and really like following these students' development, it's really good. I like it so far.
Could you argue that it's a raw coming of age observational documentary that has highs and lows for each individual?
Yes. I mean, I've only watched 3 episodes so far of season 1 of 4. So I would say, you can start, you're starting to get connections with the characters, and you're like, oh no, he's not being picked for the team, or he's like, you can see them when they're studying, and you've obviously got I can't remember her name, but the main lady in charge of trying to get these kids to go and study and not just play American football all the time. You can sort of see, I sympathise with that struggle, because I'm like, I'm a teacher too. I get this.
She's
I
verified
understand.
now.
Is she?
Yep.
Nice. That's high praise, that. We'll be verified soon. We probably won't. We need like thousands of followers. Please help. But yeah, so I really quite sympathise with her character and her like struggles to try and get kids learning and kids in the classroom. I was like, I get that. Which I thought was quite nice. And the fact that it's based in, obviously it's American college, so our kind of university age. So a little bit older than you guys listening. But no, I really liked it. I'm enjoying where it's going so far. I just need to find more time so I can sit down and, properly watch, because the episodes are just shy of an hour each.
Yep.
So they're hefty, but it's good. It's good. It's good quality stuff. And the last thing is The Good Place is coming to an end. This makes me sad. I'm going to play sad violin just to sympathise my sadness. The last ever episode is this week on Friday. I'll be watching. And then the series is dead.
Oh,
it's over. The series is gone. I'm really intrigued what they're going to do. I'll give you a full lowdown next week and what we've been watching. And then there may be more sad violin.
Nice.
I hoped it was still there. I blindly hoped it was still playing. But yeah, otherwise, I don't think I've watched anything else, actually. Well, we're planning on a cinema trip as us 3 to go and watch Le Mans 66 or Ford versus Ferrari if you're in America.
I put both on the newsletter just in case anybody got confused.
Oh, nice. So yeah, the original title was Ford versus Ferrari, and now in England they have to call it something different. Because
it's
why
like
not?
Zootopia, isn't it?
Yes, Zootopia and Zootropolis.
Yeah.
Were the 2 different names for that, just to, again, add pointless confusion for no apparent reason.
The Sorcerer's Stone and the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Frozen 2 on the weekend. Woohoo!
Are you excited, Will?
No, it's my mum's birthday.
Oh, I see.
It's been requested that we attend. Politely requesed.
As in, you're coming along.
Exactly.
And you're paying.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Nice. Oh, I like that. That was good.
So I'll give you an update on that next week.
Sweet.
Are you going to review it through tinted glasses going, oh, it's all right?
Oh, I did it. Might be amazing. Might really enjoy it, but
First one was good.
Hopefully you won't let it go.
Nice.
Oh, dear.
I've been
And
waiting to try and fit that in.
On that bombshell.
Yes, indeed, on that bombshell. That pretty much brings us to the end of the Where's My Kit Bag podcast. Thank you very much for listening. I've been James.
I'm Will.
And I'm Steve.
And you've been listening to the Where's My Kit Bag podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Where's My Kit Bag podcast. Please feel free to drop us a comment about anything you want us to cover in the section below, or hit us up on Instagram/Twitter at F6 Media Film.